Here we are once again, folks, and we're starting a brand new classic tabletop RPG series. And for this one, we've got to leave Earth because we're going into the far reaches of space, outer space, to explore what new and wondrous things exist there. Yes, we are going to delve into the classic Traveler RPG. Now, I know some of you guys have been waiting for this for a while. I even have one of my guys who play in my One Ring campaign. He's waiting for this. He made up a character and he's excited to want to play the character because he did roll well, because I was there and he was rolling well when he made it. This is going to be exciting for a lot of you guys. I think a lot of you guys know Traveler. And of course, our classic tabletop RPG series is where we dive deep and get into the mechanics of everything and how things work. And then what we like to do is cap it off with a session or mini adventure, depending. It might be a one shot, might be a couple videos, who knows? And for that, I want to do something a little different because we didn't do that for Top Secret. And there was a reason for that, reasons actually. But for this one, oh, it's definitely going down, but I got something for you, but I'm gonna have to save it for the other side. So you gotta watch until the end when I have the question of the vid for you as well. But before we get into the video, welcome all of you who might be new. My name is Servant of Shiloh and this is RPG Elite. And this is where I focus on putting the RP right back into the RPG. The way I do that is by giving you tools, tips, tutorials, and real talk about the tabletop RPG space and culture. This is one big, fat, long tutorial, as we always do classic tabletop RPGs on Fridays. So let's get into it right now, and I'm gonna catch you on the other side with that stuff that I told you about. So, roll 'em.
In 1977, a legacy was born, one that included traversing the stars and exploring the galaxy. Where mankind had conquered space travel and was now able to visit places they formerly would not be able to set foot upon in a lifetime. This was the beginning of a time of planetary adventure and exploration. This was the genesis of the Traveler tabletop RPG. Though not hard science fiction, it's safe to say Traveler is a more serious science fiction game. It has a tone in the vein of television shows and movies like The Expanse, Gravity, and Event Horizon. The lead designer on Traveler was Mark Miller. Miller is an Army veteran, and when he finished his service to his country, he attended Illinois State University. While attending, he joined the ISU Game Club, where he met others who would later help him create the Traveler RPG. Lauren Wiseman, Frank Chadwick, Paul R. Banner, and John Harshman. These men would make up the core of what would be the game publishing company called Game Designers Workshop in 1973. By far, Traveler was the most popular, and arguably still is, science fiction tabletop RPG to hit the scene in the tabletop RPG space in its history. Even though there were games like Star Frontiers, which was released in 1982, they came and went, while Traveler has sustained a loyal following from the time of its inception until today, due mainly to licensing deals and publishing companies who wanted to keep Traveler going, like Miller's Far Future Enterprises, Steve Jackson Games, and the current publisher, Mongoose Publishing. Traveler has seen many editions. As mentioned, its first edition dropped in 1977. In 1983, they released a starter edition, which was the classic system in a more organized form to get people up to speed when playing Traveler. This is the edition I have and the edition we will be covering in this classic tabletop RPG series. It wasn't until 10 years later when they had released a truly new version of the game, naming it Mega Traveler. That version used rules found in the Digest Group publications. The next version of the game was 5 years later with Traveler: The New Era. This would become the last edition published by Game Designers Workshop. It used GDW's house system taken from their post-apocalyptic game Twilight 2000. This one took an even more serious focus to science fiction and added realism to several aspects of the game. In 1996, Miller published his own version, titled Mark Miller's Traveler. It had a mix of the classic Traveler mechanics with the new era, a best of, so to speak. A mere 2 years later, GURPS came out with their version of Traveler. They followed this up in 2006 with GURPS Traveler Interstellar Wars, and this would hold until 2008 when Mongoose Publishing released the first edition of the new Traveler. 2016 saw a second edition. Forbes wrote an article on Traveler during the pandemic in 2021. Mongoose released a second edition update in 2022, which is where we are today at the recording of this video. Traveler is a multi-layered, many-faceted tabletop RPG with a rich history of lore within the Imperium. The game has stayed human-centric for the most part, though there are options in different versions of the game to play different alien races. However, since we are playing the classic version, it's 100% Homo sapiens here. This series will take us through character creation, spaceship design, building and economics, computers, interstellar travel, and combat, just to name a few. During all of this, in the background, we're going to be preparing to bring all of this together to cap it off in a Traveler adventure. So join me as we embark on a new classic tabletop RPG series with Traveler, the Starter Edition set.
So there you have it, folks. A brief overview and history of the game we're going to get into for this classic tabletop RPG series and what we're going to go over in this series for Classic Traveler. Now, in terms of the one-shot or mini adventure, whatever it turns out to be, we're going to be doing things a little differently as far as getting individuals who want to be a part of that. So this month is the month that we are going to be recruiting for people who want to be in on this mini adventure and one shot, which should probably happen sometime around the end of September or October is when we will broadcast it. But we're recruiting now because we're probably going to record in a couple of months here. For those of you who may be interested, this is how we'll run it. First thing is the deadline. May 31st is the deadline. Make sure that all of these things that I'm about to tell you, you do it before May 31st. The next part is very important. Where are we going to get these recruits and how we're going to do this? Well, the first place is from the Leet Squad. Now, some of you may have been hearing this for the first time and don't know what the Leet Squad is. It's just those members who are very dedicated to what we're doing here on the channel, want to be a part of it, and even want to learn even more a little bit about being serious about being RPG elite. So this is what you do. You're going to go down in the description below and you're going to click on the Leet Squad sign up link, which is the first one that you will see down there. And it's going to take you to a landing page. You're going to put your email address in there and click the blue button, and then that's going to be it. You'll be part of the Leet Squad. But now it's not over. Listen very carefully to these next instructions. You're going to get a welcome email, and you're going to respond to that welcome email and say, hey, I'm interested in the Traveler 1E or Classic Traveler mini adventure, one shot. Again, however long that we're going to do that. Then when you do that, you will be put on the list of people to be interviewed for the slots that we have available. And Leet Squad gets first dibs. That's one of the perks of becoming a part of the Leet Squad. It's some other perks as well, but that's one of them. For those of you who are part of the Leet Squad already, you guys are gonna get an email here very soon. You are going to respond to that one and say, hey, I wanna be a part of this, or I wanna be considered, and then you'll be put on a list. There's the good news. You have to be part of the Leet Squad first. Now, hey, if you don't want to be part of the Leet Squad, but you kind of want to be part of this, okay, well, this is what you do. Send me an email, go to my About tab on my YouTube channel, it's there. Send me an email, and I will put you on the secondary list because the Leet Squad gets first dibs. Just the way it is. But hey, if we get through all the Leet Squad and nobody quite makes it or whatever, and then we're gonna go to that one. So that's how we're gonna work it. Again, May 31st is the deadline. Now, got all that out of the way, right? And here's the bad news. We only got 2 or 3 slots. There's only 2 or 3 slots because it's not me solely making the decision on who's going to be a part of this. It's a group of us. I always do it like this. I've already got 2, possibly 3 of the slots already taken. And we only got 2 more left because there's only going to be 5 of us total. Now, here's another thing to consider. If you want to GM, let me know in the email that you send me, because I'm not just, hey, I'll play, but as a GM, I'll be looking for specific things, and we'll go back and forth and we'll talk about that to see if that's something that you would be down with. But if you want to GM, then let me know whether you want to GM or play, which one is your preference, or whether you don't care. All of that is out of the way now. Good googly moogly. That was a lot of stuff, but I had to get it out of the way because we're going to be doing this for all of this month, and you'll be getting a couple of emails from me for those of you who want to be a part of this. All right, that's it. Let's get to the question of the vid, shall we? Question of the vid is this. So I listed a few things that I'm going to be covering in this Classic Traveler series. So which one are you looking forward to, or which thing do you want me to mention in this series? Go ahead, let me know down in the comments below. Greatly appreciate that. Hey, if you got any value out of this video, anything at all, right? Then go ahead and crush the like button. Just give me a little bit of YouTube algorithm love, y'all. Also, if you want to stick around here, you think everything is cool, you like what you see, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And I come out with videos every Tuesday and Friday, God willing. All right, y'all. That's it for me. I've been talking way too long. I gotta go and make videos here. So you know what that means. Gotta do my snaggle puss.
So exit, stage left.
Oh yeah, and if you've got a game this weekend, happy gaming, y'all. I hope it's an RPG Elite session. So until next time, God willing, our brothers gotta say peace and hair grease.